What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, everybody, check it out, man. I know y'all probably have seen this. Valiant Renegade has posted this up, and I'm going to discuss this situation when it comes to Rings of Power Season 2 and how it is absolutely fallen off the side of a cliff when it comes to the viewership. Like we probably all could have guessed would happen based on how things ended up last year, or hardly anybody even finished the damn series. But yeah, here we are. Valiant Renegade posted up, LOL, Rings of Power has officially lost half its audience from Season 1, well done, Amazon. And he shows it through these two graphics. These are posted by Samba TV. All right, so this is this year. All right, 902,000 U.S. households watched the first episode of Rings of Power Season 2 on Amazon Prime Video over its first 5 days. All right, and contrast that with last season, where 1.8 million U.S. households watched the premiere of Rings of Power in the first 4 days, which is kind of interesting. It's like they gave this 4 days to tabulate this 1.8 million and 5 days, and it barely got to 50%. Barely gets to 50%. And so, yeah, and look, here's the thing, man. It's kind of funny also that Samba TV doesn't post these numbers up for Disney stuff anymore. You know, they used to get these same numbers for the Disney Plus content. Now we don't get them. I wonder what's going on over there. You know, because they knew I'm going to use this for a thumbnail. All right, I'm going to use all of that stuff. They would have gave us all these numbers for the Acolyte. They would have gave it for all of them other shows. It would have been great, but they no longer do that. But look, we can laugh about this all we want to, but here's the question I have. Remember, we keep getting told that, well, you know, it's not made for you. You know, we didn't make the show for you, so don't watch it. It was made for the modern audience. And when you hear that, you're like, hey, man, I guess that's it then. All right, boys, you know what? The franchise has passed us by. You know, we ain't it no more. They're now making this franchise for a whole new audience, all right? A whole brand new audience for them to appeal to. This isn't going to appeal to us. They made the show for somebody else. We ain't the audience no more, you know? And that would be all right, except where's the damn audience? Where's the people you made this shit for? Where are they? Why don't they show up and watch it? Where's the modern audience at? What, they don't got Prime Video? They can't watch Amazon Prime Video? Like, what's going on here? Where are the people that are supposed to be watching this garbage? Where are they? I don't understand this. They don't watch this shit. We did, though, right? We're the ones that made these franchises what they became, and y'all dumped us for these idiots that ain't showing up. They don't watch your trash. Why did you get rid of the real fans? The audience that made this franchise money in the first place. I don't get it. I just don't understand it. I mean, they've been telling us for a while, oh, yeah, we going in a completely different direction with Rings of Power. Same thing with the Acolyte. Oh, yeah, you know, it's for the modern audience. Well, where are they at, man? Because they not watching it, okay? They had to cancel the Acolyte and sink $180 million down the shitter because they made that for people that absolutely wasn't coming to watch it. Not the way Star Wars fans. It's the exact same thing with Lord of the Rings fans. I'm scratching my head with this whole modern audience thing. Yeah, because you guys will remember, like, this is back in 2022. The Rings of Power showrunners addressed rumors that modern politics will influence the show. And they tried to say, nah. This ain't going to influence the show whatsoever. We're not going to influence the show with our modern, politics and our modern understandings. We're trying to make something that's timeless. You know, and then they go out there and they race swap half the characters, and then they start injecting all of that bull crap, right? And then remember the one actor or actress, what's her name, Sophia Novente? Yeah, she basically came out and said, oh, yeah, we're going to erase Tolkien for the sake of modernity, right? That whole redress of balances and all that kind of stuff. Where is it at? Yeah, Sophia Novente, who plays Princess Disa in the show, spoke to PA Media where she claims she is the face of the necessary redress of balance. We are redressing the balance within the film and television industry, and of course the franchise. And I hope lots of franchises moving forward. Yeah, that's modern Hollywood all day long. That is modern holiday. That is modern Hollywood all day long. We're about to change the future. This is about today, what's going on today, what happened in the past and what's happening now. You know, so we got to have race swapped dwarves and race swapped hobbits and all kind of other silly shit that nobody's going to be rocking with. And then next thing you know, now, damn, season 2 premiere viewership is down 50% from season 1. Yeah, congratulations. You played yourself. Yeah, this article on That Park Place from John F. Trent. Shout out. Let's go ahead and see what they're talking about. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power Season 2 premiere reportedly suffered a nearly 50% decline in viewership compared to its Season 1 premiere. Data tracking firm Samba TV reported that the first episode of The Lord of the Rings of Power Season 2 was only watched by 902,000 U.S. households in its first 5 days. And then that's the whole thing that we just saw. Back in February of 2023, following the conclusion of the show's first season, Samba TV revealed that the premiere episode was watched by 1.8 million U.S. households in its first 4 days after release. It eventually racked up 3.3 million views in its first 15 days. So again, yeah, this is actually worse. This is actually worse because it's measured over 5 days. If this had been measured over 4 days like the first one, what would we be looking at? You know, maybe what? I don't know, like 800K, you know, maybe under 800K. Who knows? But it wouldn't have got to 900, obviously, and therefore it would have been greater than 50%, which is absolutely ridiculous. You know, the decline from 1.8 million to 902 is a whopping 48. It's basically 50%, you know, basically a decline to 50%. And see, and here's the problem, man. These idiots like this guy right here, you know, Ismail Cruz Cordova, you know, he's still going to sit back and cape for it, right? Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power star defends series race swapping. A lot of people speaking on behalf of Tolkien. I don't know if they understand the spirit of Tolkien. I don't know if the people making the show understand the spirit of Tolkien, being that they can't seem to capture Tolkien fans. People that love Tolkien, people that rock with Tolkien, people that love the original Lord of the Rings trilogy by Peter Jackson. It should be like, oh yeah, we gonna grab all of them cats, all of them people, whether you read the books or not. You know, I've said this before. I've read both books, Lord of the Rings. I've read the Hobbit series, you know, a couple of times. I read Lord of the Rings a couple of times. I've watched the trilogy immensely. I've watched the Hobbit a few times, and I'm down with it. Let's get more. And then this series, it put me to sleep. Second season has put me to sleep every episode, with the exception of the first one. Second and third episodes knocked me out, man. It was like Ambien directly into the cerebral cortex. I mean, it was like, I was gone. I couldn't keep my eyes open. And I had plenty of sleep. And I'm like, bruh, I got to do something else, man. This shit is boring me to tears. And yet, oh, you know, they don't understand the spirit of Tolkien. I don't think y'all understand the spirit. Yeah, like we got the orc family. Is the orc family the spirit of Tolkien? Is that what we got? All right. This little orc family that they threw in there. Is this the spirit of Tolkien? Is this what they're talking about? I'm telling you, man, there's a reason why this show is failing. And it's not failing because of the fans, the toxic dude bros and the toxic fans. It's not failing because of the toxic fans. All right. If anything, as I keep saying, the toxic fans were right. We told you this shit ain't gonna work. We told you all of this crap you're trying to do is not gonna sell, and it hasn't sold. And again, just remember, only 37% of the viewers finished Rings of Power, the first season. Only 37% of the people that started it finished it. And so imagine that, all right? So that 37% of the people that started it finished it. So you got those 37, that probably is leading into this 50%, you know, the 50% of people that came back and watched the premiere. Part of that is this 37%. The other 13% is like, all right, man, let's see if these guys fixed any of this shit. Let's see if they made any improvements, if they did anything better, and they didn't. It's gotten worse. So I guarantee you, look, this 37%, I'm in this 37%. I can tell you right now, if I finish this second season, man, I don't know. It's going to take me a minute. It's going to take me a long time. I have no desire to watch this next episode that's coming up. I have no desire whatsoever. I could care less about this show. And that's a lot of other folks. You know, and so, yeah, that's the thing that these cats got to wonder about. The modern audience has absolutely failed these clowns yet again. And it seems like they keep failing them. They failed them with Star Wars Outlaws as well, all right? They failed them with the Marvels. They failed them with Madam Web. They failed them with every big project where these people sink a ton of money into and they try to recreate it for the modern audience. It fails. Modern Hollywood is just a giant failure. They need to go back about 30 or 40 years to when Hollywood was actually good and they could actually do shit like this and pull it off and people would get excited about it. I mean, again, there is no way in hell that you could tell me that this should be happening where half of the audience didn't even bother to show up for the premiere, not even to see what it was. Like, fuck it, man. Nah, I ain't watching this. I already know what this thing is. I checked out of season 1 and I'm done. I don't care. People aren't really even talking about Rings of Power, to be honest with you. I've been trying to find, like, okay, is there buzz? People are talking about this and everything. No, nobody is talking about the show except for the folks that are saying, wow, what a failure this second season is. It's just all the way bad. But anyway, folks, I just think it's amazing that Hollywood just never learns their lesson. They keep going back to this modern audience that doesn't exist, that don't show up, that don't watch nothing. They've taken franchises from the good people that supported these franchises. They've handed it over to people that couldn't care less. They don't give a damn, and they're not showing up. And so, once again, just like with the Acolyte, you know, they spent a ton of money on this. This was like $1 billion, right? They spent $1 billion on this show. And nobody's showing up. And pretty soon, they're probably going to give it one more season. They're going to give this thing one more season, maybe 3 seasons. I know they had planned for 5. They're going to give this thing one more season, and they're going to pull the plug. They're saying, what's the point of this shit? You know? That's like literally no point in even doing this whatsoever. Except for the fact, look, here's the last thing. Yeah, this article, I'm going to end it on this, all right? Whether Rings of Power Season 2 succeeds or not does not matter for Amazon. Now, they talk about in this article, like, the Rings of Power brought people to Prime Video. It made, like, some of those stragglers, subscribe to Prime Video. And so, if it does that, if it gets us some subscriptions, great. But I'm going to tell you another reason why it doesn't matter to Amazon, because Amazon don't really need Prime Video, period. Prime Video is just like extra, it's just something extra that they can give as a perk. They don't really need it. Most people have Amazon Prime for the shopping. They have it for the free shipping, all the shopping that you can do. I mean, again, Amazon is an online store. If everybody don't watch on stuff on Prime Video, so be it. It's nice. It's like prestige, hey, we got this nice prestigious show or these movies or whatever. So they can throw money at this thing, but I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to cut their ties with this because this is just stupid. They're just losing viewers. Nobody's showing up for this. Can you imagine how few viewers there would be if they actually got to a season 5? I mean, you're probably talking about maybe 10% of the people that originally watched the first episode of Rings of Power. They're gone, all right? It's probably down to like 180,000 at that point. Like, yeah, that's it, man. Again, it doesn't make any sense. But here we are. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation. I find it hilarious. But again, we all saw this coming because the modern audience does not show up. They just don't do it, all right? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.